Hello and thank you for watching. This is Jennifer Bowman with Olympia Piano. This is day number 4 of the 30-day overview of Chopin's Nocturne in C# minor. Please make sure to watch the previous 3 days so you can get caught up. What we're going to do today is go over measures 7 and 8 in my music. Measure 7 starts with a B sharp with the left hand and a G sharp in the right hand. All right. As I mentioned before, there's many editions of this, so there might be certain things that are different. What this is just an overview of the music I learned from. So hopefully you can transfer most of this to whichever edition you're using. So with the right hand, we have 4 half notes followed by 2 quarter notes. So I'm going to suggest that you use the technique of rolling up with your full finger pad. So we're going to try to use all of that whole area as you play these. It gives you a slow attack and a little bit more rich tone. If I just press it down like this, sounds a lot different than oozing into it. And by the way, when you play the full finger on your thumb, it will be more on this side. The fingering I use is 5, 2, see how I'm resetting each time? Then 1 comes underneath, play it on the side, and then 5, 2. You could also start with 4 if you like, but I like 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in my edition, I have a diminuendo, so the G sharp is going to be the loudest one of those. One way of making a diminuendo, besides playing the attack slower, is to take account of where your wrist is. If your wrist is lower, then all of that weight is going down into the keys. If I want to play a little softer, I'm going to lift my wrist up higher as I go, so it cuts off some of that arm weight. So I might start kind of medium, and then my wrist is going to come higher. I'm still going to do the roll up. But see here, I can only get so much sound. If I'm down here, I can get a lot of sound. So try that out, see if that technique works for you. Now let's take a look at the left hand. The left hand here is a little tricky because we have some big stretches. My hands are pretty large, so it's not too bad for me. But for those of you with a little bit smaller hands, you're really gonna have to pivot here on this G sharp. So note-wise, we've got B sharp, G sharp, F sharp, look at that big interval of a 6th, down to D sharp. B sharp, G sharp, F sharp, D sharp, 2 of those. And then C sharp, G sharp. This is like in the first measure, that C sharp minor, spread out chord. And the last 4 notes, A, D sharp, C sharp, F sharp. So fingering wise, 5, 3, 1, 2, 5, 3, 1, 2, 5, 3, 1, 2, 5. So you're really going to get used to pivoting there on that finger 3. Harmonically speaking, we have, I'm going to put this up here. We have dominant 7, G sharp, B sharp, that's our harmonic minor. So 2 dominant, 5 7s, which lead down to the 1 chord, C sharp minor, and then we've got A, D sharp, F sharp, C. So I'm going to put this A up here, D sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp. So that's a diminished chord. Usually it will lead to the 5 chord, which it does in the next measure, and that would go to 1. So in terms of volume, we're going to start a little bit louder on that 5-7 chord. And by the way, this is going to be played more on the top half of your fingers. All right, faster notes, we want them to be very clear. And then we're going to play this more softly so it starts the next measure quietly and gives the music somewhere to grow. So in essence, a big diminuendo, even though the diminuendo is only written over measure 7. So let's do that one more time. Notice my hand, I am playing down, and then I'm kind of staying there with a circle shape with my wrist. And then My wrist comes up for this. I want this to be soft. I don't want it to be... And it's easy to do that, especially when you're first learning the notes. So scoop, a little less, scoop, and then... So let's try it first with no dynamics, just to get the fingers together and the motions together. One thing that seems to work well as I'm doing the roll-ups is I try to time the roll-up for the first 3 notes of the left hand, if that makes sense. So it's going to be... So my hands are kind of flowing together. Then I'll have too many roll-ups. So really in that beat 3 and 4, the hands should be quite independent because the left hand's going to be doing kind of a circle and the right hand's going to be going roll up, roll up. All right. So one thing I want to mention before doing it more with the dynamics is we faded at the end of measure 6. This last bit is pretty soft. I'm going to elevate that just a little bit so I have somewhere to diminuendo. So let's say if I was piano at this moment, I might come in again at mezzo forte or mezzo piano. So 1 or 2 notches over where I ended. All right. So let's do mezzo forte just so we have a little bit longer to go. Here we go. Softer. Now independent hands here. I don't know if you noticed, but when I ended this, I played that a little bit late, and that's to account for the breathing that's not really written in the music for this singing line. So if I were singing this, please forgive my singing voice, but I want to make a point here. So bum, da, da, I'm running out of breath. Bum, ba, da, da. You want the music to breathe just as you would breathe if you were singing it. So I would practice what I just did with you singing along in order to get a more natural pacing. All right. So thank you very much for watching day 4. I hope to see you tomorrow for day number 5. We're going to cover measures 9 and 10. Please share, subscribe, or donate to my channel if this is useful for you. I appreciate it so much. And as always, thank you for watching.